That. And if you look through the Bible, these standing stones. Now, how many of you know stones don't naturally fall that way? Right? And so they call them standing stones. When you saw a standing stone, someone had to dig a hole and they stuck it in the ground. And it's there so that people would walk by and they say, what's this there for? And so Samuel sets this up so that Israel would remember, so that their children would remember, that on that day when they humbled themselves and sought the Lord, that the Lord's glory showed up and the Lord helped them that day. And if we will just humble ourselves and honor God, God will rescue us. Friends, you need some Ebenezers set up in your life. Those times when you've humbled yourself, and many in this room, I know you've looked back over your life experience. One of them for Jerry and I is when I look at couches are Ebenezers. And because when Jerry and I were in Bible college, I remember going to the finance department one day to get a pass so I could leave. I was going to go cut firewood because that's how we survived. And they said, oh, you can't leave. You've got a $67 bill. And we didn't have $67. Now, how many of you know $67, if you don't have it, is like $1 million? Right? Right? I didn't have it. And so I went back and I told Jared, and we prayed, and was like, okay, what are we going to do? So we start looking under everything we can find, and we've got, I don't remember how many dollars. It was like $50 or whatever. And then we're like, where do we look now? And then we went to the couch, and we pulled out the cushions. How many of you have pulled out the cushions and found money? It was awesome. We pulled out those cushions, and there was all this money there, and we had exactly $67. I think there was like 15 cents left over, something like that. And I went down and I paid the bill, and man, every time now I would look at that couch, it was an Ebenezer. The Lord helped us in this place. We were desperate for him. We were just trying to honor God. We didn't have any means of provision of ourselves, but God provided. And then you know what we did? We invited other Bible college students over to sit on the couch and to give their money. So when we invite you over to our house and we ask you to sit at the couch, just make a donation there. It was life-changing. And it was one of those key things in our life that God's going to use down the road as we've helped advance the gospel literally around the world. Friends, set up Ebenezer so that you remember God's faithfulness, that God has been your help. And then you just point to those couches or those things that you set up, and you remind others, God has been my help, and God will be your help. You just be humble before God, seek his heart. And listen, when revival takes place, God will remember his servants. Friends, draw near to God. Let God revive your heart. Set up the Ebenezers today.